Hello folks, I wanted to share some progress I have made with these little wireless chips. I have been playing with these nRF24L01 2.4 gigahertz wireless chips, which is this little chip itself, and then the header underneath that makes it a little bit easier to hook up to an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi. And I've been playing with those guys the last couple of weeks, and I've made some really fun advancements in getting my wireless lights set up for the Thursday night cruise here in Boulder. So here's some of the different couple of Arduinos, which are the processors I'm using, and Raspberry Pis will be an option as well, but I have not played with those myself. So this is an Arduino Mega, which is actually what is running my whole rocket bike setup, which I've got over here and running, and a couple of different versions of a regular Arduino, and then here's the Pro Micro, and then a couple of the NeoPixel lights in different form factors here, and these are the individually addressable RGB or RGBW lights that I have been playing with. And so there's a little strip of them, circle, and then over here, these guys also come in these flexible strips and in matrices displays. And the wireless chips are available in a couple different form factors as well, including slightly larger external antennas and a more compact but even more powerful external antenna. And so this is actually part of what's going on here. Is I have 6 different devices and a dog all working together here. So I've integrated one of these wireless antennas with my standard rocket bike setup here. So here's the electronics, and there's the antenna, and then on the front here I've got a bunch of lights and circular patterns that normally I have hooked up to that are controlled by this controller here, and then I've got a bunch of other lights here. So I've got an individually powered matrix here that's hooked up to a Pro, another Pro driving this one, a Pro driving this light strip here, and then a little strip of 8 lights being driven by another Pro over there. And over here is the really fun part. This is the controller. So this is an Arduino with the antenna, and it's using a little Nintendo Wii nunchuck. And so right now, this is actually controlling everything. So all of these lights are being controlled. This is sending out commands here, and let me actually turn off my house lights so I can see a little bit better. Computer, turn off all the lights. And so now what's going on here is the lights on the front of my bike setup, both matrices, the strip, and the little thing of 4 lights over there are all receiving commands wirelessly that are being sent from this little setup here that you can't really see very well without the lights on. But this lets me do a few different things because I've got this set up for solid or for pulsing like this. I can also give it a strobe effect, and so that's telling everybody to flash at the same time. Then I have a sparkle setting, and again, you can't see what I'm actually doing with the nunchuck in my hand here, but I'm using this I can twist it, and then I can set the colors individually using the built-in accelerometer. And then if I actually go into the 4th mode here, I'm just going to turn everybody dark here for a second, and I'm going to start playing some music and try to do it quiet enough that my video does not get censored here. But so if we start playing here and I actually turn on to the right mode, there we go. So now everybody is reacting to the sound. There's a SparkFun spectrum analyzer hooked up to the controller, and I'm using that data to actually, I'm analyzing that sound and broadcasting that wirelessly to all of these different devices. So they're actually showing the sound data, should have a range of several hundred feet. we'll be able to have people control their own devices however they want to with their own logic. It's basically sending the data and making suggestions for what to do, not actually telling you what colors or whatever. Yeah, so if I pause the song right now, everything just goes dark except for the lights that are connected to it. But then I start playing music again and everybody syncs up. Computer, turn on the living room. So that is what's going on with this stuff. And again, this is just a prototype way of controlling things right now using this Nintendo controller, which gives me 2 buttons and a joystick, which lets me say, okay, pulse mode, and then strobe, sparkle, or sound reactive, or turn off completely and don't do anything.